All right, good evening, everybody. It's warm inside here. You don't even have the excuse that it's cold. Let's try again. Good evening, everybody. There we go, that's better. Welcome to DuePoint. Good evening to everyone who's still at home or perhaps at offices, wherever they are, tuned into our live stream around the country. My name is Rob van der Bijl. I'm one of the executives here at DuePoint, and I'm going to be spending probably about an hour, maybe just more than an hour this evening, going through what this business is all about, what the opportunity is all about. And we actually have a special introductory evening tonight because alongside our normal intro presentation, we're going to be inviting real wealth engineers up onto stage that are going to give their testimony this evening. You're going to hear it from the horse's mouth. And so this evening we call Tell All Tuesday, where we get to hear the stories and the experiences of wealth engineers who have been in this business, have been on this journey, and they're going to share that with you this evening. And I'm hoping that they will be more believable than I am. Right? Because I'm the advertising person. You never trust the advertising person. You've got to search for the reviews in the comments, right? And hopefully that'll be convincing to you, and hopefully that will allay a lot of fear that you might have before you came to the presentation. And then after the presentation, you are welcome to come speak to me. Tim, Stacy, Brendan are here. Some of the admin staff, the client service staff are here, and you can come speak to any of us and ask us any questions that you might have. All right, so let's begin. As you can see, DuePoint is actually a division of another company called Constantia Insurance Company Limited. Constantia is a registered insurance company in South Africa. We have been around for a long time, 70 years almost, since 1952. So we've played quite a major role in developing the insurance industry in South Africa. We don't share offices with Constantia. You can see it's a different looking building, but they're just down the road here in Randburg. And the FSP number that we use is the one that you see over there, 31111. That's very important. We don't want to skip the credibility of this business. If you go outside into the foyer again, you'll notice all these certificates up on the wall, and you can find those same licenses on our website. So those are our Financial Services Board licenses. We've got a long and short-term insurance license, we've got an investment license, and we've also got our Financial Services Provider license. We've put up our accreditation with the Direct Marketing Association, the Direct Selling Association. The point is that you find us credible after we show you all these things, right? Very easy to come into a presentation like this. Perhaps you've never heard of DuePoint before, to go, I'm not sure whether I can trust this business. But it is a fundamental step in creating any partnership. If I'm going to ask you guys to collaborate with us at this business, there has to be trust. And so go look at those certificates. Go Google us. Go do a background check on us. We are listed on the Joburg Stock Exchange under a group called Conduit Capital. But you have to trust the business that you're going to be partnering with. That is a fundamental first step. Okay. So what happened is, how did DuePoint form? A number of years ago, out of all of the negativity that we face in terms of the economy, the lack of salary growth that a lot of people experience, the high inflation rates, the debt cycle that South Africans find themselves, the promise of what awaits you for retirement, out of all of the, because those are all negative aspects, right? Out of all of that negativity, Constantia as a business saw the opportunity to create this division called DuePoint. And we launched the DuePoint system in February 2016, so just over 2 years ago, with certain aspirations in mind for the people that we've decided to extend this business opportunity to. So you might have arrived this evening thinking, I'm come to listen to an opportunity that has the promise of creating additional income, a second paycheck, right? That's why you hear the money. But we've got other aspirations for the people in this business beyond just creating additional income. So one of the aspirations is for people in this business to aspire to becoming debt-free as quickly as possible. Because what this business is really about is the opportunity to create wealth. Wouldn't you like other people to look at you and go, that person's wealthy? Right? One day we hope that we can achieve that. Can you become wealthy if you owe other people money all the time? You cannot. And so our first aspiration is get rid of that debt as quickly as possible. I was actually having a conversation with Stacy today. We were talking about financial planning and how complicated it can be. And you know, you leave school, no one gives you financial planning advice at school. And so you get into the world, into life, really with no bearing around financial planning. And one of the aspirations we agreed was to get rid of your debt as quickly as possible. right? Getting rid of debt is actually the same as investing. I heard another person speaking about entrepreneurship saying it's a joke if you decide that you want to go invest, but you owe people money. Because the money that you owe is probably being charged at 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, sometimes 20, sometimes 25%. It's pointless putting money into an investment that's giving you 4, 5, 6, 7, 8% interest, right? Because you're losing more money in the debt than you are in the investment. So we aspire to getting rid of that debt as quickly as possible when we create additional income. That empowers you now to create wealth. We create wealth through the ownership of assets and investments that appreciate over time. And then our ultimate aspiration in this business for everybody is to be happier with our circumstance, right? You came to this presentation, you've tuned into this presentation with a hope of hearing something tonight that will change your circumstance going forward. Money is just a means to that end, right? We're hoping that money will solve majority of our problems. The rest of the stuff you have to go to a counselor for. That's a joke, guys. Right? So those are the aspirations we have for people that join us in this business. And you can align yourself with those aspirations, or you don't have to. You have all the freedom in the world to decide what to do with that additional income. How does this DuePoint system work? Our guests this evening, you have the opportunity to join DuePoint. Once you join us, you actually enter into a contract with us, right? So it's not a contract we bind you to. It's just a contract, a code of conduct that you need to be aware of. And once you join DuePoint, we refer to you as wealth engineers, because that's what we do here. We engineer our wealth. And as wealth engineers, you have a single task, and that is to go out and build what we call a channel of distribution. And I'll show you what a channel of distribution looks like shortly. But basically, all you're going to be doing in this business is connecting other people to the DuePoint opportunity. That's all you're going to be doing. Exactly the same way you were connected to this intro presentation tonight, you're going to go out and do the same thing. And if you are successful in that process of connecting other people, and our online platform is able to facilitate the sale of products to the people that you introduce to us, that success leads to these benefits. Additional income, an extra paycheck every single month. But the nature of the income that you produce here is what we call recurring income. All right? Some people, you'll hear, if you ever follow or listen to business consultants or entrepreneurs, they'll talk about creating passive income. Have you heard of passive income before? It's the same as recurring income. Maybe you still don't know. Well, what's passive income? What's recurring income? My father explained it to me once when I was probably a teenager. I'd just become a teenager, probably 14 years old. And he said to me, it is the ability to make money while you're sleeping. Isn't that a great way to explain it to a kid? It's the ability to make money while you're sleeping. Even that concept, man, I had so many questions after he told me that. I was like, what are we talking about here? Selling myself on Rivonia Road at midnight. No, you don't have to go to those extents. There are actually businesses in South Africa that do that. They're able to create recurring income. It is often the attribute of an inherent asset that pays out money beyond efforts constrained to time. So for example, my father is a gold miner. If he wants his business to do well, if he wants the mine to make money, they have to mine gold. They have to mine rock, right? And get that 5 grams of gold per ton that they mine. There's no other way about it. Work that they do in June, the mining that they do in June 2018 is not going to pay them in July. It's not going to pay them in August. The same for our salaries. Does your boss pay you in December for the work that you did this month? No. Every minute of every second that you work in the month gets paid to you at the end of that month. And then you have to work another month to earn the salary for the end of that month. In this business, we create recurring income. You can put effort into this business in June 2018. That will pay you at the end of the month, at the end of next month, at the end of the month after that. Christmas, you'll still be earning money that you earned in June 2018. 3 years from now, you could still be earning a return off of the efforts in June 2018. 5 years from today, 10 years from today. That is the beauty of recurring income. The ability to make money beyond your efforts and the constraint of time. Power duplication. This is what we sometimes refer to as leverage. The system has been built with leverage in mind. It's the ability for you to duplicate yourself. Have you ever wished you could duplicate yourself? Who's so busy that they wish there was 2 of you? Right? I've wished that many times, many times. If there was 2 of me, I could solve so many problems. One can go on holiday permanently, the other one can stay at work. Maybe once a month they can swap, right? What a fantasy. But in this business, we make that a reality. Because if you go out and you connect other like-minded individuals to your channel, they will in turn start collaborating with you. They will work with you. So for example, if I find 10 people that are doing the same work as I am, let's say I'm putting in 10 hours a week into DuePoint, and I go find 10 people that are also willing to invest 10 hours a week into building this channel with me. Now suddenly I've got 110 hours being invested into my business every single week. I still only have to do the 10 hours. That is leverage. I'll show it to you. I'll show it to you with real life wealth engineers who have leveraged their businesses. Our business is flexi time. You can do this business whenever you feel like it. The technology that we've put in place allows you to build your channel any time of the day, anywhere in the country. Any time of the day. Right? I'm always amazed. I get to work in the morning, I pull up the report, there's people that have signed up at midnight, 2 in the morning, 5:30 in the morning, right? Yeah. You have that luxury. Keep yourself accountable to not doing this business only when you feel like it. Because we're not talking about a New Year's resolution. We're not trying to lose weight or stop smoking. We're trying to change our lives. I want everybody to be successful in this business. You can only do that if you do this business when you don't feel like it, right? So that's just a tip. There's no startup capital. We don't have registration fees in this business. We don't have boxes of product that you have to buy. We're not going to ask you for thousands of rands to take a box of products with you, try to fit it into your boot. We've made the business to be as low risk as possible because we want it to be as accessible to the average South African. At the same time, did anyone get asked for their CVs when they walked into our offices this evening? No, because we don't care about your qualifications or experience. This business is available to everybody. I don't care whether you finish school or you have a degree or you've got work experience or whether you have none of that. Because all we care about is work ethic. It is your idea of what hard work can afford you. Because everyone has the ability to work hard. You know that, right? The problem is at work, you can work as hard as you like. What's the likelihood of you getting a 30% increase or a promotion or the overtime that you work? Right? You don't get rewarded for any of that. In this business, you do. You get to build an asset. Now this for me is probably the most important benefit because this is not only an asset that you're building, it is an asset that you own that you're building. That is very important because I want you to be happy in sacrificing time into this business knowing you're building something that you have ownership over. It means you can sell your channel of distribution if you want to. You have that freedom. This business doesn't retire you because it's your channel. You can retire yourself if you want. But for traditional employment, when you get to 60, 65, guess what's going to happen? When the secretary comes to work with a cake with your name on it, you know it's the day you're not going to get a salary next month, right? That's the time the boss says, thanks for your service. Now you're very old. It's time to go. Did anyone hear that advert on the radio saying that scientists reckon that kids being born today, there are going to be people that live until 200? That actually scared me a little bit, right? That old lady speaking on things, she didn't sound like she was doing very well. If you're being retired at 65, how are you going to finance your life until 80, 90, 100? This channel of distribution that's paying out a recurring income won't retire you. You can earn your recurring income every month into your 60s, into your 70s, into your 80s, into your 90s. The day you die, when the lawyer's reading out your will, hopefully you will have ceded your business to your children because it's treated as an asset. How many of us are going to pass debt on to the next generation? I can tell you now, statistically, more than half this room will pass debt on to their children. This business, because it's treated as an asset, you can pass a legacy onto your children because the asset doesn't disappear. The value that you've built does not disappear. There's no selling involved in our business at all. That might confuse a couple of people. What are we doing here at DuePoint? Like I said earlier, the only thing you're tasked with is going out and connecting other people to the business opportunity, not to our products. Who wants to spend this weekend selling insurance products to their friends? No thanks. No thanks? Right? You don't have to do that. We've actually, in our code of conduct, says you may not speak or promote our products. We want you to speak and promote the business opportunity. Do you see the difference? When you go to somebody and you say, my man, I've heard you complaining the whole week. I have a solution for you. I need 1 hour of your time. Come listen to an intro presentation. Rob or Brendan will do the work on stage of telling you about the business, about the products. You don't have to do that. You just have to connect people to this business. At the same time, the nature of our products are financial in nature. It means we don't have the inherent tangible issues that tangible products have. Like I joked earlier, we don't have boxes of product. No one's taking home milkshakes tonight or vitamins, right? Why is that a good thing? Because we don't have stock and distribution issues. We've got IT systems that take care of everything while you're asleep. You don't even know it's happening. Never will you have to phone head office and say, I need stock. I brought my uncle's bucky tomorrow. You better have a lot of boxes waiting for me. Then you fight with your spouse for space at home, right? And then 2 months later, you realize it's all expired. Suddenly, you're selling the stuff at half price to your friends. We don't have any of those issues. So we've made the products as convenient as possible. But your success here at DuePoint is very much dependent on your ability to build a channel of distribution, right? So it begins with you. You become a wealth engineer, you take out one of our products, and you are now tasked with going to connect other people. If you are successful in that process, and in this example, you found 5 people that wanted to become wealth engineers. Some will say no, some will say yes. But out of the 5, those people will go on to build their channels, in turn your own channel. And that is the power of duplication. That is leverage. After a certain amount of time, this is what your channel could look like. Purely based on your effort in bringing 5 people onto your first point in this business. Right now, this is just a theoretical diagram that we've put up, but I'm going to show you wealth engineers that are doing it. They are living proof of the leverage that is afforded to you in this business. This is what a channel of distribution looks like. This is what we're going to be tasked with. My tip, my hint for people at this stage, if you want to listen to the tip I'm about to give, is be discerning in the people that you bring into the business. It is very easy. I can go right now, promise you, onto the street corner here, and anyone walks by and say, you want a job, I can give you money. They'll say, yes, where do I sign up, right? But if I do that to everybody that comes into my channel, the people I have no idea about, we talk about bringing quality people into the business. That's not the quality of their heart. That is just whether people will thrive as wealth engineers or not. The business is not designed to be a burden to people that don't have the resources to do this business. And so be discerning in that moment. We often refer to your first point as your board of directors. Do you go randomly pull anyone off the street to build your board of directors? Or do you go select your board of directors? Because that behavior that you have on your first point will filter into the rest of your business. And if you bring in anyone because you're desperate just to grow a channel, this entire business will collapse every other month. And you can ask some wealth engineers. They've learned that lesson the hard way, right? But if you're discerning and you bring in the good quality, that too filters into the rest of your business. And you can build a sustainable, strong business, one that you can depend on going into the future. So that's what a channel of distribution looks like. Very quickly, my warning to you is, if you arrive to this presentation thinking, oh no, I've been invited to a get-rich-quick scheme presentation. Anyone think that? Just wink at me if you're too shy to put up your hand. That is the assumption, right? There are many businesses that have come before us that have created a stigma around network marketing businesses. They have, whether we like it or not. But we're not a get-rich-quick scheme. We're a business that's been around for nearly 70 years. We listed on the Joburg Stock Exchange. You can meet the executives. We're here in the office, one standing in front of you, right? I'm not hiding in YouTube in another country behind a jail cell. And so I hope we've allayed that fear, right? We are regulated by the Financial Services Board. Probably one of the most onerous industries to work in South Africa is the financial industry. Everyone is looking at what we're doing, right? At the same time, Brendan and myself will never promise anyone that joins DuePoint that they can become successful easily or quickly. You speak to any wealth engineer, they know. We actually warn them, right, from the opposite point of view. We're going to say, you better work hard. You want anything in this life, you've got to work hard for it. And it takes time. Brendan always says, time and numbers. So that's my warning to you. If you've arrived to a presentation like this thinking, I want to be rich quickly, how much money am I going to have by the end of this month? If you adopt that attitude, you are going to be heavily disappointed and you will be out the back door of this business like that. If you are focused on building true wealth, it takes time. It does take time. I don't know what else to tell the people that have other expectations. You're going to have to learn that lesson yourself. So those are my 2 warnings, right? Now we can go forward because no one's left the room yet. Okay, everyone's prepared to do it. Good. All right, so let's discuss our financial products. We've got 3 products here at DuePoint. They are all financial in nature. Their benefit is financial in nature. And you are free to consider one product or all 3 products. So this is a personal decision you'll make. Very quickly, our first product is Access Wealth. It is our investment product, right? So this is an investment product. It's going to cost you 324 Rand a month, of which 100 Rand gets invested into a tax-free investment fund in your name. Right, so that fund sits with Sanlam, and then on top of that we give you a little bit of insurance, 120,000 Rands worth of personal accident cover that you get with this investment. And the investment has no notice period, so it doesn't mean a 60 or 120-day notice. You can draw your investment out at any stage, right? But if you draw it out every month, then it's not an investment. Okay, so this is the investment product, Access Wealth. The second product is called Wealth Guard. Wealth Guard is strictly insurance, so it's only insurance. It's going to cost you 249 Rand a month, but this time you get 1 million Rands worth of personal accident cover. The beauty of our personal accident cover products is that they're accessible to anyone over the age of 18. So what does that mean? First of all, personal accident cover covers you in the event of death through accident, not through natural causes and not through illness. Right? So now you might be thinking, well, those are detractors to the product. That doesn't sound great. The beauty of this business, again, is its accessibility. You can be 70 years old, be diabetic, be obese, have a heart condition. We can still offer you this product at the same price with the same amount of cover, because we don't discriminate against people with regards to their health or their age with this product. The same for everybody. Right? That is the beauty of Wealth Guard. So that's our insurance product. The final and third product is called Wealth Points. Wealth Points is going to cost you 299 Rand a month every month. And what this product aims to do is to save you money on your cost of living. So think about how much money you spend every single month. This product is designed to lower that cost of living. Right? So we've gone and approached a whole bunch of companies and negotiated discounts with them for our Wealth Points members. So for example, we've got always on Wi-Fi data, we've got groceries, we've got online retailers, we've got hotels, restaurants, we've got travel, we've got online retailers. We've tried to cover everything that we think people typically spend money on month to month. Always on Wi-Fi data, if you buy a gig of data from them, it's usually 100 Rand. But through Wealth Points, they only charge us 37 Rand. Right? With our retailers, most of them are 2.5% off as much as you can buy from them. Right? Some go up to 5%. Vodri has got hair products that go up to 25% discount. So the discounts vary with all the partners. And we are adding partners to this product all the time. So it's ever evolving. If you're looking for immediate benefit, Wealth Points is a great product to have. If you have any questions around the products, come speak to me. But I'm going to remind you now, because people always come to me afterwards and they want to know about the products. I'm going to remind you now, the benefit that the business opportunity has far outweighs the benefit that our products can give you. Do you understand? Yes. Right? The money you can make in the business opportunity far outstrips what the products. So after this presentation, are you going to come ask me questions about the products, or are you going to come ask me questions about doing business? Let that settle into your mind, right? But those are the products. We've got more information on our websites, and we've got in-depth reviews on the products on YouTube. You can go watch a whole hour seminar on the products if you want to know everything back to front. Okay, so how do you earn money here at DuePoint? Well, you're going to be connecting people, right? And we pay you for every successful connection in the business. So we pay a base return fee of 27.50 Rand for every product that you have in your channel. But that is dependent on where the product lies. Remember the first 5 individuals that you introduced to DuePoint? We refer to that as product on your first point, because it's 1 point away from you. And on the table you can see we actually pay you double the 27.50 Rand. You see that? So you're earning 55 Rand for every product on your first point. As your channel starts to grow to the second point, you're now earning another 55 Rand for every product on your second point going forward. And as your channel starts to grow and grow all the way down to the 8th point, you see the multiplier starts to drop. By the 8th point, you're earning 4% of the 27.50 Rand, but we don't limit you there. That's why we have a little plus next to the 8 there, because you can grow your channel beyond 0.8. but we don't limit you. You can grow beyond 0.8 and you can earn beyond 0.8 into infinity in theory. We'll keep paying the 4% from 0.8 outwards, depending on how big your channel is. So this is the mechanics of the returns. The next question that we typically get is, how quickly can I become a millionaire? Is that on everyone's mind? How quickly can I become a millionaire? No? Well, I'm going to show you whether you like it or not. Okay, so what we did was when we launched the business, we created this thing called the path to success. It is a projection over the next 5 years in this business, but it is premised on an assumption that in your first month you can bring 3 people into the business. So not the 5 that we saw, just the 3. Is that my phone? Goodness me. I'll buy everyone coffee. I'll buy everyone coffee for that. So it's based on the premise that you can bring 3 people into the business in your first month. And then every consecutive month thereafter, you only have to bring in 2 people, right? So we call it the 3 + 2 growth formula. 3 in your first month, 2 in July, 2 in August, 2 in September, and you keep bringing 2 people into the business every month. And if you can follow that growth formula, after 6 months, you could be earning 2,500 Rand a month. Now for me, when I saw the example, because the accountants came up with this lovely projection, when I saw 2,500 Rand after 6 months, we had to now put it into a presentation and make it look pretty. I said, who's going to be excited over 2,500 Rand after 6 months of work? Make a bigger example. And they said no. But what I've learned, the process, through the process, giving the presentation, seeing people join this business, what I've learned in the process is that we make the mistake of thinking like consumers when we look at the value of money. Do you know what I mean? If I give every single person in this room 2,500 Rand tonight, imagine it's your lucky night, and I was like Oprah, right? Everyone's getting 2,500 Rand, right? You look under your chair, there's 2,500 Rand. How long will that 2,500 Rand last? 30 minutes. Where are you going after here? It won't last long, will it? If you look at 2,500 Rand and we equate it to spending value, you can spend it in an instant, right? Nowadays you can just go online and order it. They'll deliver it, whatever it is. And so we make the mistake as consumers of looking at money with the value of spending value. My lesson that I learned, because I do it all the time, I still do it, I have to catch myself, is stop looking at the value of money for its face value, because you can actually derive more value out of money than what it initially poses. Right? So I'm going to illustrate it for you, because everyone's got debt, right? Is everyone indebted in this room? Don't put your hand up if you don't have debt, because we'll all come ask you for money. The majority of South Africans are indebted. So here's someone with a 1 million Rand debt to the bank for the house or the property that they financed. They entered into a bond contract with the bank, and at prime +2, you're going to be paying back that bank 11,500 Rand every single month for 20 years before the bank hands over the deed to the property and say, there you go, thanks for paying it off. Right? 20 years later, if you're 40 today, you're going to pay that house off when you're 60 for the first time. But at 40, I joined DuePoint, and 6 months later, with some success, I'm earning 2,500 Rand. And I remember Rob saying, pay your debt off faster, right? Get rid of your debt before you start working on your wealth. And so I decided to put the 2,500 Rand into my bond. So it's what, an extra 20% I'm putting into my bond. Do you know what the net result of that is? It means you can pay that house off in nearly half the time. 11.5 years to pay that house off. Do you know how much money it saves you in interest that you would have paid to the bank? Nearly 1 million Rand that you would have saved in that process. 6 months later, you're earning nearly 100,000 or over 100,000 Rand in annual recurring income. Who would like a 100,000 Rand check every Christmas? Or maybe in January, because I know if I give it to you in December, you're going to spend it. In January, when you're suffering, you come to DuePoint's head office and we write out a 100,000 Rand check for you to take home. That can happen every single year if you work for 12 months in the business at 3 + 2. We are just getting warmed up, folks. Hold on to your chairs. At 24 months, you could be earning nearly 30,000 Rand a month. At 36 months, you're now close to 50,000 Rand a month. A lovely example that I really enjoy is at month 30, you'd be earning 36,000 Rand. If you were me, I'd be like, 36,000 Rand, I can buy a Porsche or a brand new Range Rover, right? You can finance a 2 million Rand car. over 5 years and be paying 36,000 Rand a month. Or you can listen to that boring guy, Rob, and decide to pay a bond off, pay your debt off. So if I had a 5 million Rand house and I put the 36,000 Rand into that 5 million Rand house, I'd pay it off in less than 7 years. Get rid of my bond in 7 years. Now I can start working on wealth. And so instead of buying a car, I decided I'm going to buy another property. And I buy another 5 million Rand house. And at the age of 54, I've paid that one off too. And I was like, this is a great racket. Let me buy a third house. By the age of 61, I've paid off the third house. Now when I'm ready to be retired, when Brendan says he's tired of me giving presentations, I go home to a house that I paid off 14 years ago. I've got 2 other properties that are paid off that I'm renting out for 60,000, 70,000 Rand a month. How does my retirement look like for making those boring decisions? Isn't that the retirement we should all be planning? Right? At month 48, you're close to 70,000 Rand a month. Tell me when the number gets too big. And then after 60 months, 5 years from today, so 1 year after the next World Cup, you could be earning about R1 million in annual recurring income. Now, I always wonder if I could climb into everybody's head and find out who actually believes what I'm saying, or whether they're just thinking, oh, this guy's smoking something, right? Because it is academic, right? I can keep going and the number will just get bigger and bigger and bigger. But fortunately, I've got wealth engineers that are going to come up onto stage this evening and show you what the growth looks like in this business. So you can hear it from the horse's mouth. So first we've got Tanashi Chikukwa. Come up here, young lady. She has got family from around the world watching.
Good evening.
She's a little bit nervous.
A quick shout out to my mom, who's live streaming in Zimbabwe, together with my siblings, nephews, nieces, uncles, aunts, in-laws, my husband. Hello, everybody. I would really love to share my journey with DuePoint. It's got a bit of a twist. I started the business. I was fished out by Rumbi from the Hustlers Club. She's always known me to be one of those people who always likes to go for something here and there. So I got into the business, very much fired up. In less than no time, I had quite a substantial amount of people in my business. But the mistake that I made, there was no training that I took up, and I didn't even have time to support my team. So you can imagine the blind was leading the blind. What happened next? My channel went away. I got a bit discouraged, and after that, I went back to hustling. So that's what happened to me in June, and I think I stopped DuePoint in August. So from August to January, I was just busy hustling my way about. But because I actually knew what this business is and what it did to me in the few months, I had it at the back of my head as I was doing everything I was doing. So there came a point where I had an investor. I'm like, I've got ideas for Africa, people. I'm an entrepreneur at heart. So I always have something that I'm after, and the only thing that stood in my way has always been capital. So with this investor in mind, very excited about my venture. Come January, everything was supposed to kickstart, and things have to be on the go. The investor was nowhere to be found. Nowhere to be found. And I had told everybody that by March, watch the space, and everybody is looking. So that experience brought me back to DuePoint. I was definitely due to come back to this point. So I came back to DuePoint humbly. One of the days at DuePoint, it was also a Hello Tuesday. I was watching, and this time I was focusing because I really wanted to make a difference in my life. I saw a pensioner, Mama Spongile Smelani, some of you might know her. And I just thought to myself, there goes a pensioner, it's January, she's getting 12,000 something from the business. And there goes me with more responsibility in my life, little kids to support and everything, and I did nothing in the business at all. So she really inspired me. If a lady as old as my mom can run this business, get 12,000 something, what can I do? So from then on, I started to work. That was mid-January now. I started to work. So the amount that you see yet to see. That is my effort for about close to 4 months. 4 months effort. Let's not count last year.
Okay, so if you want to look at the leverage, so as you can see, 5,000 Rand a month, and a quick pop quiz question. How much money do you need in a bank account to earn 5,000 Rands worth of interest a month? 1 million Rand, right? So Tinashe, in the space of 4 months of work, has created an investment equivalent to 1 million Rand. Current channel growth is sitting at 40, so things are really starting to heat up at the moment. 40 people joining her business every single month on average at the moment. The amount of people that she's brought in personally is that last number at the bottom, first pointers. She's brought in 13 people, but the size of her channel is sitting at over 200. Do you see the leverage, the power of duplication?
Thank you.
So we're very glad that you came back home.
Definitely.
We haven't gone anywhere. We're still here, unlike your investor.
Yes.
You know, I've sometimes thought, I don't expect people to romanticize the notion of DuePoint.
Okay.
DuePoint might be a platform for you to launch entrepreneurial opportunities into Africa, where
That's
her passion lies, right? There's that opportunity. So I want to know the next 4 months. What is keeping you in the business? Because I know we've gone through a couple of ups and downs, a couple of lessons that have been learned. Do you want to share those a little bit?
Definitely. I've got my mom at heart. I really want to do something special for her. So, Mom, watch this space. DuePoint is going to fund us, maybe our lovely holiday, just the two of us, no kids. So it's going to be absolutely amazing.
Sorry, kids.
That's just very close to my heart. But when I actually look at that figure, I'm looking at least the investing in my businesses. And I want DuePoint at least to make me the face of Africa, one way or the other, doing my different businesses, doing travels, and I know DuePoint is going to pay for my air tickets, DuePoint is going to pay for my capital, everything, my hotel, my stays. One of the products that DuePoint does have excites me, Wealth Points buyers, I'm using it, we're enjoying, so my hotel and accommodation is definitely going to be covered. So I'm excited, I'm looking forward.
Wonderful. We were speaking, so one of the most recent lessons, because I don't profess that this business is simple or easy, but one of the recent lessons that we've learned is not to fall into the trap of trying or having short-term expectation in the business. So you've recently gone through that with last month's incentive that we ran. How did that go, and what was the lesson that resulted from last month?
Sadly, that is correct. After I came back, all focused and everything, I also got hyped up with the Wealth Quest, the monthly quest that we're giving in the business. It's a bit of a bonus that you get when you reach a target. So my team and I love these quests, and we're on the ball. We worked on the quest, but guess what? I didn't do my homework. Something went wrong with my Wealth Quest. I didn't get the Wealth Quest, even though I pushed and I thought I got it. I told everybody that I was prospecting to that, look, I got this quest, I'm going to get 5,000. So you can imagine how I felt when I realized that I didn't get the 5,000, and I had to go back to them, and they can't see a picture of me, by the way, anyway. So it shows I actually didn't get the Wealth Quest. But this time, because when I came back in the business, I came back with a different view altogether. I didn't allow that to get to me. I just looked and I said, no, I think I'm missing the point here. DuePoint is about wealth creation. It's not about the quest. The quest is just the cherry on top of the cake, but people, trust me, focus on the recurring income, not the Wealth Quest. If you get it, cheers and hooray for you. That would be very good, but that's not the main focus.
Awesome message. Yeah, so many people fall into that trap, right? They think we are drive-through and they want what they ordered immediately. They don't get it, then they disappear, right? So we always know that Tinashe's efforts are not built on her efforts solely. You can see it there. She's brought in 13 people, but her channel size is sitting at 203. So we afford you the opportunity just to recognize some of the people that have helped you get to this point that you're at.
All right, so I've got quite a diverse team. So here's how I'm going to have to do it, Rob. So for my Zulu speaking team, ungalahli ithemba. For my Shona speaking team, ngati manyena bora. And from my French speaking team, continue à bouger. And then to everyone, to the whole team, stars don't struggle to shine. So I'll see you on stage.
Wonderful. Early days, 4 months of effort. What will we see in 5 years' time? Right? That always gets me so excited. The potential in each person in this room, there's so much potential. Do we realize it? Do we realize it? We have to start at that little 55 Rand. A little 55 Rand. Can it get you excited? I don't know. Yes. I don't know. What can you buy with 55 Rand nowadays? Nothing. Right? We've got to ask ourselves. So what is the decision that we're going to be faced with after a presentation like this? I want to be a millionaire? Is that the question I'm asking myself? Do I want to be a millionaire? Everybody wants, I can say, everybody in the room wants to be a millionaire. For me, that's not the decision. The decision always is I wonder how many people, by the end of this presentation, have decided how they're going to start connecting people. Do you start thinking about that already? How much time can I dedicate to DuePoint in a week? What does that mean? If I can do 4 months and get to 5,000 Rand, I can do 8 months and maybe double that. I can start building on something that I own. That for me is the decision. Are you able to honestly see your life with DuePoint fitting into it some way or another? Right? So that you can start working on your dream. We make joining very easy. It takes 7 minutes to become a wealth engineer. Jump onto our website or the mobile app, go through the application. 7 minutes later, you're a wealth engineer. Right? It's a non-event almost. Read our code of conduct. Right? That's our contract with you that defines what you can and cannot do as a wealth engineer. And then start applying yourself to this business that you've taken on, this business that you own all of a sudden. What are you going to do with it? How do you apply yourself to this business? Well, go look at the online training. YouTube is filled with a wealth of knowledge, of videos. Don't make the mistakes we made at the beginning of this business. There's so many lessons and tips and hints on how to build this business effectively. Set goals for yourself. Now, I wonder what every person thinks with regards to what is a goal. I want you to design your life. No one else is going to design your life for you. No one. You have to design it for yourself. Decide what you want. And you have to be quite aggressive in taking it. Right? That's the only way you can prepare a plan. If you don't have a goal, I promise you, you can't have a strategy because you're going nowhere. You don't know where you're going. It's a mistake I made for a very long time. I'm too easygoing as a personality. I just go with the wind, take opportunities when they presented themselves. I never aggressively went after something that I wanted. Do that for yourself. Design what you want. We help you prepare a plan to get there. Right? There are enough wealth engineers in this business that have done it. Start talking to people. It is the basic. It is the fundamental exercise in this business. We had a wealth engineer sum it up perfectly. He said, if you're not speaking to somebody every day about DuePoint, you're dead. DuePoint can be the most perfect business in the world. It wouldn't matter because you weren't connecting anyone. What does that look like in your mind? I've got to speak to someone every day. Well, how badly do you want to change your life? Getting started very straightforward. And our second wealth engineer this evening is Kwena. Kwena, come stand on the red X over here. The formidable red X. All right. So you joined us 5 months ago. You're already at rank 2. No one knows what rank 2 means, but we'll explain that to them shortly. The value of your channel is sitting at 6,000 Rand a month. In the space of 5 months, you've grown a channel that's already 6 points wide. You've got 145 products in your channel, and you introduced 24 people into the business. Let's go all the way back to the first time you heard this word DuePoint. DuePoint. Can you remember that far back? Only 5 months ago, right?
I do remember.
I'm always interested to hear what that experiences were like. So perhaps share with everybody what that was like, what you were feeling, and how did it unfold?
Good evening, everyone. the gentleman, Mr. Sudwa, who introduced me to the business, he came to my office. I was at work. And quite frankly, I love business. So when you spoke about the business, I've been in business of selling products and so forth. I like the fact that you don't sell. So he told me about the product, the business, though I didn't get more info, but I was interested when I saw, pictures of how much people are making. So I joined because to join DuePoint is actually free. That's why I joined, because it's free, no risk at all. So the coming Saturday, I went to the presentation. That's when I got all the information about DuePoint. What I loved most was the quest. I just got
I thought you were going to say the presenter. The quest.
The quest.
The money.
Yeah, it was January. You do understand what's happening in January. We don't have money in January because of
that's when you joined,
spending in December.
Yeah.
So the quest needed 20 people, and they were offering 10,000. That was the reward.
Sure.
I was too excited. So my foundation was quite concrete. I think I got 16 people. I was not disappointed because getting 16 people doesn't mean you don't earn. I earned, and I ranked up to the first one, and I got a little reward of money. Yes, that's how it went on.
So with the lesson that Tanashi learned, and I asked you earlier, were you not disappointed? She had to get 20 people, she got 16, just 4 away from 10,000 Rand. You didn't get the 10,000 Rand. Did you cry?
I was disappointed, but I got motivated because I just found out that every month there's a quest.
Awesome. Okay, so you didn't really tell us about how you felt when you saw this whole business. You were excited, you like money. You said you like business, but we know that means you like money.
Actually, I love money. A lot of people like saying it, "Eh, uthanda mali." I do. And it loves me too, hey? You know the power of attraction. When you love something, you will meet such, it will happen that way.
Okay, so you've been in the business for 5 months. You've shown wonderful success. I mean, to have your business already producing nearly 6,000 Rand or over 6,000 Rand a month, what motivates you for the next 5 months?
Okay, first of all, I want to talk about the difficulties. I won't lie, it is challenging. Just like your job. When you start your job, you don't know anything. But when time goes on, you learn. So there's no way, nothing comes easy, ne? But what I can tell you is you will have a lot of challenges. As in, like, you'll approach people, they will tell you it's a scam, it's a pyramid scheme. Most of them, they used to tell me, no, go make money first, then we'll come. So whoever's watching, I'm coming to your door tomorrow. And now I have proof. Yes.
It is. It's probably one of the biggest challenges, just to get people to trust you, right? Everyone wants money. They need money, but can they trust you?
Yes.
And
so,
what do you think about DuePoint? I've thought that we put in a lot of effort into making people trust us. Does that help you in the business? I know people love to take selfies in reception of the building, of everything, so they can show their people.
Yes, even the fact that it's registered, the FSP number, that's what I always say. The underwriters, the Constantia, once people go online, they get all the information about DuePoint. Yeah. But anyway, I was still talking about
sorry.
Sorry about that. As you all know, we are wealth engineers. What a good title. So I realized that I'm a wealth engineer, so I uphold the 3 values. I call them the PhD values: perseverance, hard work, and determination. If you take those values, trust me, you'll never go wrong. You'll never go wrong.
Those are great values to have. If someone could come to me and say, I'm starting DuePoint and I promise I'll never quit, I'll always endure, maybe we can get married. Because that's a big promise for people to endure through hardship. Perhaps it's easier to say when you're on stage and you're doing well, right? But if you've got those 3 tenets that you're going to stick to, success can only come your way. So what does success look like for you? What do you want out of this business? What is going to make you happy?
financial freedom. Guys, I'm a civil servant. I'm doing the, well, what do you call it? Hand-to-mouth technique, ne? Whereby once you get paid, your salary goes to car, goes to your clothing account, the food account nowadays, and unfortunately it goes to rental, not your house. I want to have houses. I want to own houses. Ne? And most importantly, I want to make 150,000 per month from DuePoint. With my team, of course, by my side. I want us to go to Mauritius, work all the way from January, then December. Let's go to the beach.
Great aspirations to have. That's why we take these videos, so that one day in 5 years, 6 years, 7 years' time, we can go look at the humble beginnings, right? 6,000, now you're earning 150,000. What does your life look like when you're making that kind of money? Then you can tell your civil servant boss what you really think about him or her. I wish. You see? Okay, so again, we know that your success is not built solely on your efforts. Are there any people that you'd like to specifically shout out to?
Yes. The first person is Mr. Sudwell. Thank you for introducing this opportunity. I won't lie. DuePoint is not yet well known, so you must take this opportunity. Because since he introduced me in January, even today, I haven't met anyone telling me about DuePoint. So take that advantage. People don't know about it. Mr. Sudwell, thank you very much. And I would like to thank all of my downliners. I cannot mention them by name because of time. All of them, the ones that pay the premiums. I have people that have been paying the premium from January till today. Thank you very much for your support. And I have strikers in my team. Mr. Tidiso, thank you very much. Let's keep pushing. Mona from Kempton Park, thank you very much. Let's keep pushing. And Nonkululeko. Those are my strikers in my team. And I have established another team. It's in Tabazimbi. Let's keep on pushing, guys. So far, they have started. It's been 2 weeks, and all of them have 7 people each.
Wow.
It's 4 of them. Yes. And lastly, I would like to thank Mr. Jack. I'm his point 3, third pointer. He's been very supportive. He drives all the way from Mpumalanga to come help my team, and he's always motivating us in the team. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Krena. Good job. Wonderful. So exciting to see what people are going to be doing, right? I am going to so enjoy bringing up these old videos in 10 years' time and say, see where you were and where you are now. And that brings us on to our rewards program. So what we've primarily been discussing is the recurring income. The recurring income is earned through the returns program. This is the rewards program. It is the cherry on top here at DuePoint. When you become a wealth engineer here at DuePoint, you will start earning what we call experience points, right? XP. And you earn experience points for coming to presentations, doing home presentations, bringing guests with you, logging into your mobile app. There's a whole plethora of different ways that you can earn XP. And as you earn XP, and as your channel grows here at DuePoint, we reward you along the way, over and above that recurring income that we pay you. So if you start out tonight, you will start out as a rank 0 wealth engineer. Can you see rank 0 on the screen? No. No? That's because you're not important. Right? You need to get to rank 1. You need 1,000 XP, which you can do in 2 minutes, 4 products in your qualified channel, and then suddenly you become a rank 1 wealth engineer, and we give you an extra 55 Rand once-off reward for getting to rank 1. Right? And as you start collecting more XP and your channel grows, you start to rank up further and further. And the rewards get bigger and better. There's a 20,000 Rand check. There you see a 50,000 Rand check waiting for you. We give tools to our wealth engineers to help them build their channels more effectively. 12,500 Rand business cards. Has anyone got 12,500 Rand business cards? Besides Pumi and Dani and some of the heavyweights, right? Everything that we do at DuePoint is always to assist you with credibility. When we have you representing us. We want you to be shown in the best possible light. And when you put a 12,500 Rand business card on a table at a meeting, I promise you, the people on the other side of the table are going to say, what is DuePoint and how do you get business cards like that? At rank 9, you get to enjoy our first recurring reward. All the other rewards are once-offs. But at rank 9, we take you and your family to our rank 9 international conference every single year for the rest of your life. For the rest of your life. So we have documented our rank 9 trip so that you can see what's waiting for you. It is basically a week holidaying like you're a millionaire. Right? So have a look. You get to decide how long it's going to take you to get to rank 9. I don't decide it for you. We had one wealth engineer get there in 5 months. From the day he learned about DuePoint, 5 months later, he had over 1,000 people in his channel and he was ranked 9. Some wealth engineers took a year, some take 2 years. Generally, you'll take 3 or 4 years to get to rank 9. But it's something you get to enjoy with your family every single year for the rest of your life. At rank 11, we spend R250,000 on a brand new car and present it to that wealth engineer with a little bit of fanfare. No T's and C's, no DuePoint stickers. We don't take it back. You don't have to lift club the other wealth engineers to work every day. It is your car, paid for cash in your name. We are at rank 11 of our rewards program. We go up to rank 28 so far. In 30 years' time, we'll have to review and go up to rank 50. But that's what we have in mind for this business. When we sit down and have management meetings, we don't talk only about this coming week. We're talking about what DuePoint's going to look like in 5 years' time, in 10 years' time, in 30 years' time. You have to design your life that far ahead too. And with that, we have Mavuma Zeka coming up. Welcome, sir. So Mavuma's been in the business, as you can see, for 18 months. He's rank 7. He's got those shiny gold business cards in his pocket right now. He won't give anyone a business card because they're too valuable. But let's take a look at Mavuma's journey with us. He's achieved quite a bit in the 18 months that he's been here. He's a very vocal wealth engineer. That means he moans at us a lot about everything, but he keeps us on our toes. And he's actually come up with quite a few good ideas in the last 18 months that have assisted us and the business. So let's take a look at what it's looked like for him.
Thank you.
There we go, rank 5 when you were young, rank 7. That's the first conference we had with Jack, his main man. That's when he was speaking at our Converge conference earlier this year in February. That's the awards that he won over the 2017 period. That's his lovely wife. That's the dinner that we had, the Connect dinner. And there's the rest of the DuePoint family at our Connect dinner that we had a few weeks ago. So explain what it's like to be part of this DuePoint family.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Molweni, Sanbonani. Well, when I got introduced to this business, I got very excited. And over the last 18 months, I've met wonderful people, focused people, dedicated people. And the dinner we had with the executives and my colleagues at DuePoint, it was very rewarding, it was very exciting. It gave me a glimpse of what to expect when one qualifies to those overseas trips. So I was very excited on that day because I was around people who share the same vision, who share the same goal with me. You see, you know, sometimes, Rob, in these networks, you find someone that you believe in so much that you are together in this thing. Then tomorrow the person is telling you, hey, my friend. Hey, my friend. Usuzwile ukuthi esakhonenye isekokama million per week. You see, but on that day, I didn't find any of that surprise. I found people who were talking about DuePoint, committed, you know, motivating one another.
Even I understood what you said there.
Yes.
Yeah, no, it's true. Generally in life, it's hard to find so many people that you can surround yourself with that have the same vision as you, that will lift you up, where you're not in competition with, right? It's very valuable to have people like that around you. So let's take a look at what the 18 months have looked like. The value of your channel is sitting close to 15,000 a month. We've already paid you nearly 150,000 Rand in the last 18 months. Your channel size is getting so close to rank 9. 1,000 people rank 9. You can almost smell the sea breeze. And if we look at the personal work that Mavuma's done, and it's good quality work, he's brought in 18 people onto his first point. So Mavuma's been in the business for a fairly long time. I'm not going to ask him his experience from day one. His experience in network marketing too. So what I've asked him to do is just kind of explain perhaps some of the learnings that he's had in this business that he can share with us, and you've decided to sum it up in 4 stages that we can all expect from this business. So let us know. Go for it.
Thanks, Rob. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you must know this. In any business, there are 4 stages. There's an introduction stage, there's a growth stage, there's a maturity stage, and there's a decline stage. Are you with me? What is very important is you must be very focused and acknowledge that your business here at DuePoint, it will undergo those 4 phases. It's natural. Is part of a business world. There's nothing wrong about you. But what you must understand is that when your business reach a decline stage, you must know already you've got a base that you have built. Because in network marketing, people will come and go. Come and go. But what do? They come and go, you keep on building. They come and go, you keep on building. When it reaches a decline stage, you start afresh, you start building again. Cycle, introduction stage, growth stage, maturity, decline. You keep on building. If you notice that if you notice and look at this cycle, every cycle when it ends, you have left yourself a base of business. Are you with me? Yeah. Because as people come and go, there are those that will remain in the business. That's what we care about. I'll show you Zantelap. But now, lack of knowledge. When people's business start declining, they run away. They start looking around. Is there anything new? Is there anything new? You see? Forgetting that when you go start afresh somewhere, you are leaving the base that you have already established. Are you with me? So what is important is to remain focused, committed, build your business, because as you build in these phases, are you with me? What should give comfort is certainty, sustainability. To know that when I wake up tomorrow, DuePoint will still be there with the same compensation plan they introduced in the 1st of February 2016. Are you with me? Because these businesses, when they come, they introduce these so hard to believe compensation plans. Then the masses will start coming in numbers. Are you with me? When the numbers are there, 2 months' time, they change the compensation plan. You must look at that. That's a blind spot that most people are not looking at. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are all at an introductory stage. We have not done nothing. I would say if we are going to Durban as our destination, we are still here in Albertine. So I don't see a reason why people should be so traumatized. People should be panicking when people come and go. It's the nature of the business. It's the nature of network marketing. Yeah. Remain there. Keep on building your business. Don't panic. Bazohamba babuye basithole sila. Outside
It's like the children saying, "Are we there yet?"
Yes.
We're still in Alberton.
Yeah, we're still in Alberton. We have not done nothing.
So
guys.
the lesson is the lesson about persistence.
Yes. Persistence, commitment, dedication, and most importantly, focus. Focus. Know what you want to achieve at DuePoint. There is certainty here. There is certainty that DuePoint will still be there tomorrow and years to come. It will still be there.
Yeah, the focus is so important, because if you've gone through the stage of designing your life, deciding what you want, a goal, and you start on the plan and then you get distracted, you jump somewhere else. And you start from zero again.
Yes.
And then you start, and then you change again, and you start from zero again. You never get anywhere.
Yes.
All right, sir. 18 months. We are still in Alberton.
Yes.
Tell me.
Yes.
Tell me what the border looks like going into Natal, and then tell me what Durban looks like for you.
Well, I believe that when I'm in Montrose, on my way to Durban, I should be earning around 100,000. That is 5 years' time. Bear in mind, I said in 5 years' time. I didn't say per week I must be earning 100,000. I said in 5 years' time. So, I believe that in 5 years' time, I would love to see one of my strong guys, one of my super strikers, at least 3 of them. If I can get 3 of them on my first point to be on rank 9, I would be very, very, very happy. Thank you.
Sounds like a great aspiration to have.
Yes.
Sir, your opportunity to give a shout out.
Okay.
You mentioned your strikers. That's a new word for me, strikers.
Thank you. I would like to acknowledge from the bottom of my heart and thank everyone in my channel from point 1 to point 12 in my channel. Everyone who is paying their products on monthly basis, from the bottom of my heart, I say thank you. You are a quality business partner.
Great.
But now, it must not end there in paying. I want you to end. So wherever you are, if you've been paying your product and not tasting DuePoint money, start building. Start small. Start building, then the money will start coming. And also on that note, you know, over the last 18 months, I've met many people in my team. There are those who came and gone, and there are those who remained. So I would like to give a very big shout to Mr. Nene, Utoli, Mpolo Gang, Mr. Jarot Mpofu, Sisnambulelo, Ukhoto. There are guys that I've been with them, you know, on daily basis. We speak the same language. The language of consistency, the language of building. And also, there are guys that I want to give a special mention to. Mr. Dennis Mwalife from Pretoria, and my boy, a petty boy, Mr. Tumelo Solomon. There's one thing I want to comment about that gentleman over there. He's not earning big money, you see, but his love for this business, his focus for this business is worth to be commendable. Like Mr. Sidwell, I acknowledge all of them. Then Mr. George Mutawung, my brother, I know in Wanda Park you are listening to me. Mr. George, where's George? Where's George? George, show up my guy. Show up my guy. You know, I'm tired of you hiding now. Show up, Mr. George. I need you on this stage. Then lastly, but not the least, my brother. My brother. Someone who understands me so much. Someone who's calling me on daily basis. We call each other on daily basis. You know, we talk DuePoint. Even my little boy is now at home. I've got twins. So every time when a phone is ringing, they know it's Jack that is calling. You see. So, Prastyles, I appreciate you, my brother, that we are in business together. I have learned so much from you in terms of persistency, in terms of having understanding of those 4 stages. When Jack joined, his business flew just like that. But within 3 months, you remember that 90 days of branding? All that team was gone. But because he's a legend, he understands the business. What is important, ladies and gentlemen, is not to panic, is to understand the kind of business that you find yourself in. On that note, I appreciate you, my brother. Thank you very much to everyone in my team. Thank you.
Well done. Thanks, Maboma. Wonderful testimony. I think the common theme through everything is persistency. Never give up. If you give up, you never become the master. You never become the expert. You never get to the goal that you've set for yourself. And so the decision that we need to make this evening is not whether we want. That decision everyone has already got. You've already decided. Even the day you were born, you were already crying for something. Right? The decision is really, do you want to take it? You have to get off the chair. You've got to run onto that field, right? Start playing this game. Join us here at DuePoint. I invite you to join us in this business. Give it a chance, even if you're a little reticent right now and you still have these doubts in your mind. Why not take a chance? For 30 days. Give us 30 days. But don't abuse the opportunity. If you're going to take only 30 days, I want you to take the biggest swing that you can take. See if you can speak to one person every single day, and at the 30 days you decide whether it's been worth it or not when you get that extra paycheck in the middle of next month. Because I want for every single person in this room to understand the opportunity and the potential that you have in yourselves to make 2018 a year that doesn't compare to the other years. Nothing is going to change outside of this room. Nothing. The economy is not going to change. Your boss isn't going to look at you tomorrow and go, oh my goodness, we need to give you a promotion. You need a raise tomorrow, right? We'll be lucky if we get the 5% once a year, while the groceries are going up 8%, while the fuel is going up 20%. Guys, we're falling behind. Every day is precious in this business, but you have to use each day. So I invite you to join us in this business with all the collaboration, all the support in the world, because my job is to support you. This business's job is to support you, to see you successful, profitable, and effective in this business. And so if you have any questions, we've got staff here tonight. Come speak to us. Ask us anything that you need. Otherwise, I hope you have a wonderful day tomorrow when you speak to your first person. And the rest of the week and the rest of the year. Make it count. Good luck.